This is the MenuStrip Control. The MenuStrip Control is a container for a form menu structure. It allows users to access functionality by grouping commands within a common theme. Its structure is similar to what you will find in Microsoft Office. The commonly used properties are the name. It's a unique ID to refer to a specific control in code. There's a font. It globally applies to all the controls in the panel. We've got the name, we've got a size, and we've got bold, true or false. There's a default event. It's a MenuItem.click event. It causes code to be executed when clicked. Now, this occurs when any menu item is clicked. Let's take a look. In order to use the MenuStrip, you need to go to the Menus and Toolbars section of your toolbox. Open it up and you'll see the MenuStrip Control sitting right here. Simply double click on it and it pops on your form. It's a little obscure at first. All you're seeing is a type here type situation, but if you click on this area, you'll find that you've got some properties there. Typically, the properties that I would use are the font and the name. So I might give this thing a name, and I might do that by calling it MNU for Hungarian notation, and then call it menu. And that might be all I use in this particular thing. Once I've done that, I can actually change the font size, and I might make it a 10, and I might make it bold. Now anything I type in here will have that font characteristic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this particular thing, I'm going to say File. That's going to give me a menu item on here. And if I happen to simply save this thing and run it right now and start my program, you'll see it has a form in it and it's got this file situation in here. But that's all it says. It's a title, basically. If we go into this thing further now, click on the title and go down below and type perhaps load. And under here, type save. And maybe up here, next to it, I'll type in close. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save this again and start it. And up it comes. And this time if I click on File, this drop-down menu pops with load and save in it. I can click on any one of these things and execute the code that is behind this thing. Each one of these things is a click event. Same with close. If I click on this, it's also an event that will actually execute. Now let's take a look at how they're named. If I go to the File button here and I double click on load, it will actually create an event, a load tool strip menu click event that I can write code for. The same thing is true when I double click on save. It opens a save tool strip menu item.click event, which I can write code for. Notice tool strip menu item.click load save is in front of this. It always names it with what the name you actually have in here. If we go to the close routine and I double click on this, we have a close tool strip menu, and I'll basically say /close form and type this.close, and we're all set to go. Let's go ahead and file save this thing, and let's run it. And you can see I can simply click on close and it goes away. It actually executes the code inside that button here. Let's take a look at this as a real application once and see what happens here. I'm going to close this up. What you see right now is the Anything database that was created back in the speed track lessons we did on the website. What I want to do is I want to add the MenuStrip to this thing, which can eliminate maybe the load, save, and the exit buttons. That's all I'll actually eliminate on here for now. But you can certainly put everything in there. But what we're going to do is we're simply going to go to their toolbox here, and we're going to go ahead and create a MenuStrip. And by doing that, it pops right in there. I'm not going to change the font size on this thing. I'm just going to leave it alone this time. But I'm going to type in File in here. And then under it, I'm going to put in Load. And I'm going to put in Save. I'm going to go ahead and name this tool MNU Anything for Anything database. And I'm also going to go ahead and add the exit and put that in place here. What I'm going to do now is maybe I will change the font. Well, I can leave the font alone on this thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to start changing some code on here, or actually adding some code to this thing. What I want to do is I want to add the code from the exit button. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on the exit button, find that code here, grab it, go back to my form design, and double click on this exit button. We've got the exit tool MenuStrip item.1. I'll click on it. We've got our close button sitting here. I'm now going to go up here to the load button. And in the load button, I'm going to double click on this. I'm going to find all of this code sitting in here that I'm going to grab by doing Control C. And then I'm going to go up to the form here and go to my load button, double click on it, and create its event and paste that code in here. I'll now go to my design again. I'll go to my save button and grab that code. And then I'll go back to my menu item, go to my file, and go to my double click on my save button, and put this particular routine in here. That's great. It's showing up nicely now. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to take this load button and I'm going to make it invisible so we don't see it. The save button, make it invisible. And the exit button and make it invisible. Obviously I want to get rid of these things completely, but I'm just going to get rid of them for now so we can't see them. I'm then going to take this particular batch of code and I'm going to center this on the form horizontally. So now it's sitting there. Now I'm going to do a file save and I'm going to run this thing. What comes up is a new version of the Anything database with the add, edit, and delete and clear button sitting on the bottom down here. And I've got my file and exit routine sitting up here. I can easily go to file and do a load and it grabs my data. I can go ahead and save it and it saves my data. And I can exit the program from here. So basically, the MenuStrip helps you organize your form, taking some of the functionality you need down that you're having down there in the form and putting in a nice constructive menu that the user is used to already and already knows from Microsoft products. That's a MenuStrip in a nutshell.